Welcome back, everybody. Matt the Bat here. Hope you're doing well. So, Saturday, we got a very surprising news. Especially on a Saturday in the middle of the afternoon. But a lot of the news outlets, like the Hollywood Reporter, came out with apparently a short list of actors that James Gunn is looking at for his Superman movie, Superman Legacy. You know, we've heard recently that they're going to start shooting this movie in January. Now, I know a lot of you are like, if they're going to start shooting in January, why are they now? Why are they putting out a list of actors they're looking at now, and they don't start shooting until January? Well, you see, January is not that far away because we're already in the middle of May, and then we only got 6 months left till the end of the year. So, in terms of actors, you gotta, cast your actors, then start fitting them for costumes and wardrobe, that sort of thing. Maybe do some line readings, do all that, stunt work. Whoever gets cast as Superman, like every actor who becomes a superhero in the movie, they gotta work out for like months and months and months before the movie starts shooting. Because once they start shooting, they can't, they might still work out in the gym, but they can't go heavy like they did prior to shooting. Because they don't want them to injure themselves. They don't want to see a completely change on screen of, oh, he was pretty fit, but now he's like giant. You gotta, keep it the same. So that's why they gotta get their actors ahead of time. So that way, like Superman, he can train for 3 or 4 months prior to starting to shoot. We got Henry Cavill, we got Christopher Reeves, we got Brandon Roth. They gotta get in the gym and work out. They're not naturally that good, that muscular. You look at me, I've been in the gym for a couple months. I'm looking muscular these days, but nowhere near Henry Cavill. Right now they're looking at Superman, Lois Lane, and Lex Luthor. And that's what I'm going to get into right now. For Superman / Clark Kent, we got, and I might be pronouncing this name wrong, David Cornsweet. I don't know much about this actor. I've only seen him in 2 things. He was in last year's Pearl with Mia Goth. And then he was in that show on Netflix, Hollywood, back in 2020. If you look at the pictures of him, he definitely has the look of Superman. The dark hair, the facial features, the chin, the jawline. And like I said, with any actor, they can get him in the gym and bulk him up to make him look, super. So I've only seen him in a couple of things. He's not, I know who he is now, based on, his work. But I'm not, too familiar with him. But like I said, he has that look, like with every Superman. Dark hair, the jaw, chin line, like Henry Cavill, like Brandon Roth, like Christopher Reeves. So he has the look. And you know what? I wouldn't mind him because he's not too well known. Like any actor who's ever been Superman, they're pretty much unknown when they get cast as Superman. Which is kind of what you want. You don't want in terms of Superman, sometimes you don't want an actor that you're so familiar with that you just are reminded of their work. Maybe Superman who's an alien from another planet. Actor is Andrew Richardson. I have no idea who this guy is. I looked him up on IMDb, and I have never seen any of his work. And maybe that's a good thing. Before Henry Cavill, I never seen anything really of Henry Cavill's work. getting an actor that's completely unknown for the most part, I think isn't a bad thing. I don't think he has the look for Superman compared to the first guy, David Cornsweet. But he's one actor they're looking at. Tom Brittney is another guy. I have no idea who he is, but he does have a look that I can say, if he makes that hair a little bit darker and grows it out a little bit, he's muscular. I can see him as Superman. You know? And obviously with all these actors, they not only have to be Superman, they have to be Clark Kent. So, these two actors I don't see as Clark Kent as much as David Cornsweet. I can envision him with putting the glasses on and putting on that Clark Kent persona, if you will. And then another pick is, now this actor is a known actor. This guy is very well known. And he's also an actor they're looking at for another role. And I'll get to that other role in a minute. But Nicholas Hoult is an actor they are looking at also for Superman. Now everyone knows this guy's been in it. This guy's been around since that Hugh Grant 2002 movie about a boy. He was in The Weatherman with Nicolas Cage, 2005. He was in Warm Bodies in 2010. He's been part of the superhero franchise with X-Men, X-Men First Class, Days of Future Past, Apocalypse, and Dark Phoenix. He played Dr. Hank McCoy, Beast, and Beast was the nerd. He was a nerdy character. So I could see Nicholas Hoult playing Clark Kent 100%. Like, put glasses on him, I can 100% see Nicholas Hoult as Clark Kent. He's a very good actor. He's been around for a while. I think now he's finally starting to catch a lot of people, you know. He was in the Mad Max movie Fury Road. That was a Warner Brothers movie. Like I said before, he was the runner-up to play Batman in the Batman. If Robert Pattinson said, you know what, I don't want the role, I'm gonna pass on it, the role would have gone to Nicholas Hoult. He was the second person on that list. So Warner Brothers loves this actor. I said he was in Mad Max, Warner Brothers movie. He was almost that close to becoming the Batman for Warner Brothers. So Warner Brothers wants this actor. He was also supposed to be the main villain in Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning, but because of the pandemic and the scheduling for the movie got pushed back for filming, he was already contracted for another role. So, even though Nicholas Hoult doesn't have the look of Superman, guess what? I could also see a James Gunn picking Nicholas Hoult, because he likes to go with that person that you wouldn't think of in some ways. You look at the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. Yeah, I'm going to get Bradley Cooper to be Rocket Raccoon. Vin Diesel to be Groot. And like I said, look at the two characters in Hollywood that are the most famous to cast are Superman and James Bond. And what did we just see in our last iteration of James Bond? Daniel Craig. The completely not the normal look of James Bond. Because when they cast Daniel Craig, everyone was hating on it. He looks nothing like the James Bond. He doesn't have dark hair. He's not, he's not muscular enough. He's not tall enough. He's not this, he's not that. And I think Daniel Craig is one of the best James Bonds we've ever had. So there you go. But Nicholas Hoult is a great actor. Like I said, you've seen a lot of his movies. And he's already done superhero movies. Like he was in one of my favorite movies last year, The Menu. Like he's already done the superhero genre with X-Men from 2011 to 2019 in 4 movies. No, he was never the lead, but he at least knows. He's one of those actors, other than all these other actors, that knows when he signs that contract, he's going to be involved for a very, very long time. Move on to Lex Luthor. Now, when it comes to Lex Luthor, there are 2 actors that to me have been the best Lex Luthors in either TV or movies. When it comes to TV, you see Smallville over there, Michael Rosenbaum as Lex Luthor on Smallville for 10 years. I will say to you this. To me, he is the best Lex Luthor we have ever had between movies and TV. He completely embodied that character. That we have not seen a better Lex Luthor prior or after Michael Rosenbaum played him. The other actor that to me has been the best Lex Luthor was in Superman Returns with Kevin Spacey. I know a lot of people don't like Kevin Spacey. He's messed up. He's an asshole in real life. But as Lex Luthor, who is an asshole, Kevin Spacey to me was great in that movie. He played it, he was funny at moments, but he was really dark and evil, and sometimes he would go just a little bit over the top, that it would work. You know that famous line, when Lois Lane says, Superman will never, WRONG! Kevin Spacey. This actor is also being looked at as Lex Luthor, and that's none other than Nicholas Hoult. Yes, Nicholas Hoult is being looked at for Superman, but another article said they actually want him for Lex Luthor more than Superman. And you know what? He would be a perfect Lex Luthor. Okay, first of all, if you've seen Mad Max Fury Road, you know he can go wild and crazy. Number 2, in Mad Max Fury Road, he had a bald head in that movie. So, he looks great with no hair. Number 3, he would be not what you would expect from Lex Luthor, but if you look at his acting from Mad Max to X-Men, to even The Menu where he was an asshole in that movie, he can play an asshole. And he's shown a lot of dramatic moments. You go back to The Weatherman, About a Boy. He can play the dramatic in Warm Bodies. He can play the dramatic, the sad, complex Lex Luthor. He can play the sinister Lex Luthor. And he can play an asshole really good. And he's great. He looks great with a bald head. I would be so happy if they got him as Lex Luthor. And guess what, people? We have seen this in Hollywood before. Actors will go in and try and play the protagonist, but end up getting cast as the antagonist. Let's go back. Cillian Murphy. He tried out to play Bruce Wayne, Batman, in Batman Begins. He didn't get the role. But Nolan liked him so much, he cast him as the Scarecrow. Let's look at another actor, Heath Ledger. Then, don't forget, on the Marvel side, Tom Hiddleston tried out for Thor in the first Thor movie. He didn't get the role. But Kenneth Branagh liked him so much, he said, you know what, I want you to try out now for Loki. And guess what? Tom Hiddleston got the role of Loki, and he's great in that character. I can easily see Nicholas Hoult end up getting the Lex Luthor role instead of the Superman role. Yes, Miss Lane. I mean, Lois, Lois. Yes, Lois. I'm coming. I'll be right there. Lois Lane. Lois Lane. Lois Lane. So they got a few actors with Lois Lane on here that, I mean, you look back on Lois Lane, we had Margaret Kidder, we had Kate Bosworth in Superman Returns, we had Erica Durant throughout Smallville, and then obviously recently with Man of Steel, we had Amy Adams as Lois Lane. Lois Lane is a tough character. She is hard. She's strict. She doesn't take anybody's crap, not Superman's, not Clark's, not even Perry White's, not Lex Luthor's. So she is a strong woman. And with that, you need a strong actress to play that character, like we've seen with Margaret Kidder. Like we saw with Erica Durant. Like we saw with Amy Adams. Not so much with Kate Bosworth. But I'm going to say Emma Mackey. I know her from the Netflix show Sex Education. Especially on that show, she's very, tough, strong-willed, doesn't take anyone's crap. And not only that, but she falls for the guy who's a very, awkward teenager, a very awkward, nerdy type of guy, which would work perfect for Clark Kent. Lois falls for Clark Kent. So I can see Emma Mackey. She's basically Margot Robbie's twin. You look at Margot Robbie, you look at Emma Mackey. She's also going to be in the movie Barbie, coming out in July. She was in last year's Death on the Nile, the Kenneth Branagh movie. She's very pretty, extremely pretty. Like I said, you like Margot Robbie's twin. So there you go. She has the acting chops to pull off a Lois Lane. She's in the perfect age that they're looking at. So that's one. Next is Rachel Brosnahan. You might know her from House of Cards, the first season. She was in that movie Patriots Day, dealing with the Boston bombing, the Boston Marathon bombing. And she's on the hit Amazon show, The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. Now, apparently she had a great audition. Perfection. The only problem is she's in her 30s. And they're looking at someone in their mid to late 20s. So, I think she has the look. I saw her in House of Cards. She had a small role in that first season. So, I'm not saying she wouldn't work. And it's not about the age. If she's in her early 30s, who cares? That's Elizabeth Banks not getting Mary Jane Watson in the first Spider-Man movie because she was only 1 year older than Kirsten Dunst. Phoebe Denver, she's on the show Bridgerton. I've never watched Bridgerton, not my thing. So I can't comment on her acting. Maybe some of you have watched Bridgerton, and maybe you're like, hey, she would be perfect for the role. And then the final choice is Samara Weaving. Now this is someone I know a lot. She was in that show, that movie The Babysitter on Netflix. She was just in Scream 6. She was in Ready or Not, the movie Ready or Not. She was on that show Hollywood on Netflix. That also had our one of the main runners-up for Superman, David. We're going to go with David. I think Samara Weaving would be perfect. She has shown in so many roles, Ready or Not, or The Babysitter. She can be tough. She can be a strong woman character. She's not going to take anyone's crap. She's gorgeous. In fact, if you put her and David together, to me, that's Superman and Lois. So, Samara Weaving, Samara Weaving still hasn't played other than for Ready or Not, that's the only thing she's been the lead of. So for her to come in and play Lois, that would be huge for her career. And like I said, I think you would be a perfect candidate. Let me know in the comments below. Who would you want as Superman based on this list? I'm sure there might even be a couple more actors out there that they're looking at. Who would you want as Lois Lane, or any of these names? Someone you would say, yeah, I want to see her. And like the ones that I don't know, tell me. Have you seen the actress from Bridgerton? Or do you think Rachel Brosnahan would be a good fit? And then let me know, do you think it's interesting that they've only had one actor for Lex Luthor, and that's Nicholas Hoult. I think he would be perfect. Well, let me know, do you think maybe there is another actor they're looking at? But if you look at Nicholas Holt's age, he's in his like mid-20s, late 20s. So you gotta look at that. All the actors that they're looking at are in their mid to late 20s. So that's the age range they're looking in. So let me know in the comments below. Are you looking forward to this new Superman? Are any of these actors popping out at you? Like I said, I can see David, Samara, and Nicholas Hoult being the three main characters for this new Superman movie. Or it would be David, Emma, and Nicholas Hoult. But let me know in the comments below. Who would you pick for this new Superman movie? Not in the back here.